Hello, beautiful Capricorn, and welcome to your September 2017 reading. I'm so happy to be here with you. It's really early in the morning, and this is just one of my favorite times to get up and meditate and to do a little tarot. So it's such a special time of day for me, and I'm so grateful to be here with you. So I have I started doing this thing. By the way, thank you so much for your likes and for your incredibly sweet and supportive comments. It means so much to me, and I love replying and reading them. So thank you for that. So what I started doing last time, and I asked you all if you liked it, and you did, was when I shuffle and draw an animal card for you, I'm reading from the book. So let's just jump right in. I've already been meditating on your sign and shuffling a bit, and the whale card is your card for September here, the first part of September. Beautiful card. Okay. The whale card. Desire to delve deeper. This is what this represents. And I always like to look at these animal cards as sort of an umbrella energy. So sort of this thematic umbrella of energy sort of surrounding the entire reading. So this is just sort of a theme, different themes to keep in mind throughout the rest of the reading for September. So the whale. Desire to delve deeper, profound peace, ancient wisdom. The whale represents profound emotional health and stability. Whale personalities are not afraid of emotional expression or traversing difficult terrain, as they have overcome many challenges in their life. These experiences have enriched them, given them stability, strength, and a depth that is rare. Whale energy is usually linked to the feminine forces of compassion and communication. We can depend on whale personalities when all else seems lost and trust them to be a beacon in our darkest hour. When in balance, the whale energy expresses itself as calm, steady, and deeply compassionate. When out of balance, the whale energy expresses itself as heavy, and it slips into an old story. To bring into balance, regular self-care. So yeah, it's an incredible energy, and sort of looking at this energy in relation to Capricorn rising, sun, or moon. This September, self-care is really standing out, but also this sense of being an anchor for as I was meditating, I sort of kept hearing partnership, sort of this idea of this sense of sort of being, and it could be a romantic partnership, it could be sort of some other supportive partnership relationship, some other attachment, some sort of caretaker caretaking dynamic, perhaps. But that's coming up, and there's a sense of maybe in September being an anchor for some partnership in your life, and this sense of, I was really overcome with this sense of presence. So there's this, like, it's almost like that anchoring, it's coming from this sense of presence that your energy is embodying right now. This sense of, the image I just got was like a bloodhound, like a dog, like a hunting dog, and sort of, or like one of those dogs that finds things and they get the scent. I'm getting this image of sort of this presence is coming from, like, you have the scent, so you've picked up this scent and you're like on track, you're on path, and you're I also just heard once you bite down, you don't let go. So there is this sense of you've picked up on something, and you have the pulse of something that you're like, and you're on it. You're on it. So let's take a look. September, Capricorn. And I just heard polarity. Yin yang is sort of this idea of just to be conscious of not not sort of doing any all or nothing over the next couple of weeks. And it could be all or nothing with self-care, even sort of you're all in at a certain point and then you exhaust yourself. But I just feel like that's a little side note. These ones that come out. Okay. Capricorn. Interesting. So here we have the Son of Cups reversed. And we have the Mother of Pentacles. And this is this caretaker dynamic. This is this nurturing sort of, and finances, as I was meditating, are coming up. Sort of this idea of this restructuring. We are in Virgo, Sun in Virgo, and Mercury's in retrograde, and so there is this revisiting, restructuring, reconsidering, rewriting. So all the re's sort of that's coming up here, and there is this sense that I get for you for sort of this looking at I want to say financial institution, some sort of institution or something that you've implemented, that you put into place. There's this considering of this reworking of some sort of financial interesting. It's like financial. I want to say something that institution, but something that you've instituted. I don't even know if that's a word. But I want to say it's like something that you've put into place, something that I want to use instituted, like something that you've instituted, a plan that you have instituted on, some sort of, some sort of system you've put into place. That's what I want to say. Okay. How funny. And I've been getting a bit of that with, I think there was another sign, it might have been Libra, where I was struggling with my words a bit. And then that's that Mercury retrograde, communication. Okay, here we go. So we have the 10 of Cups driving in to the Strength card reversed, the 5 of Wands reversed, the Daughter of Wands reversed, and then right here on the right we have the 9 of Swords. So there's this hustle to complete something, or there's this feeling, there's this momentous energy. Again, sort of you have the scent, something you have the scent of that is driving you forward in a big way, driving energy here. And it's this colorful, fulfilling, really creative, really imaginative energy that most of all, really inspiring energy, something that really inspires you. That's creating this that it's like what I'm hearing with this card is perseverance. Perseverance is you're persevering sort of through this. This goes here, and this goes here, and this goes here, and this goes here. Sort of through this, I want to say allotment, through this picking and choosing through this this like reorganizing, reshuffling, sort of this placement of things. And with the Daughter of Wands for September for you guys, what I'm getting is there's something really precious about this energy. It's like there's something, it almost feels like this, like this stroking of even of yourself, this sort of admiring of whatever it is that you're creating. This admiring of your own work. And then with this Nine of Swords, and I almost said Nine of Pentacles, I do feel like it actually has something to do with this overseer, this financial, sort of looking at the finances. There is a bit of this kind of this like, ugh, energy. And something about like the feeling that he's like, all right, let's dive into this mess here. Or let's dive into this. And it doesn't feel like, this feels much more like around sort of this thing. It's not as creative for you. It feels more like this, a bit more burdensome, a bit more of like just that responsibility, sort of that putting on those muddy boots and be like, someone's got to do this sort of mentality. And that's, so there is there's something where you're like, all right, I'll get in the trenches with this sort of energy at some point earlier in September, it looks like. Let's see. Again, I just heard relationships. So there's now I can feel that we're coming into, there's, some focus on looking at relationship here. Let's see. And it's almost, I'm feeling this pull to look at relationships. So there's this pull, for some reason I'm feeling this, it almost feels like I'm being pulled from the outside in to, I want to say dependency, codependency. And it's almost like it's this repeating of an old pattern of how you give your attention to your relationships. And there's something about this pull for it to be more consuming perhaps than it needs to be. And I just heard old addiction, old pattern, old addiction. Okay, interesting. So I said the Nine of Pentacles before, and then we just have the Nine of Pentacles here. So there is definitely, and now so we were going to relationships. This feels more, now we're looking at like this investment. And I feel, because we're talking about relationships, that this is, and I had even written down partner finances, partner funds. So this is sort of looking at this restructuring feels like it's happening around, you're looking at your partner's funds or whatever sort of shared funds or something like that. Or I just heard mutual investment. But whatever it is it can be a little bit mind bending and a bit more sort of maddening in certain ways. So let's see here. We have the Ace of Pentacles. So there's this this generation of resources. So this is like part of this, there's this kind of like wanting to generate resources, wanting to, and I think part of this investigation or whatever this is, this looking at it, this reorganizing is, with funds, is looking to manifest, I want to say some sort of new pool of resources. And this could be financial investment, or this could be some other resource that you're sort of looking for. And I just even heard community resources, and also looking to find community as a resource. all on board, getting on board. So there's this sense with this of this almost this, you know, looking for investors, or this like entrepreneurial sort of energy of this 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 like create, and this creating of more of something, and creating of something that you then create more of that something. And this feels like it's the very beginning of that. It feels like it's whatever this, around this sort of threesome energy here. This is like, it almost feels like you're like setting up an LLC. So it's like the beginning stages of something. That's connected directly to your sense of security and investment and resources and future resources. Let's see. So the Father of Cups reverse. Scorpio. So this is a card that's Scorpio's card, I believe, and I just often associate it with Scorpio. But I was trying to turn it over, and it didn't want to turn over, and I feel as though it's it almost feels like a slightly amusing problem, or something that you're like, I can't quite. It feels like this like puzzle where you're like, I can't quite get that. That's so, oh my gosh. And it sort of, there's something that you're like, man, oh man, this is a tricky little sucker. You know, this is a slippery little sucker or something. And so there is kind of a little bit of like this, like, it's almost like grabbing a fish and it's slipping. There's like something that comes up where you're like, this is a little slippery. And it doesn't feel that serious. It just feels more like, oh my gosh. And let's see. Relationships. Because relationships did come up here. I want to just have a little peek. Ooh. So we have the Two of Swords reversed. Okay, so it's interesting. There's this, again, sort of going back to this like yin yang, this, so with the, I'm getting that there's this really symbiotic dynamic that's taking place sort of this almost like a dance, I want to call it. It feels like in relationships. So there's some sort of relationship that's working, this like push pull in many ways, and it feels like almost and this could be romantic, or this could just be sort of some sort of whoever this person that you're sort of coexisting with, that you're co-working with, or you're cohabitating with, or romantic. But it does feel like there is this groove that you're getting into. It feels like this groove of some sort of around that relationship, and boundaries. This feels like boundaries. There's some sort of boundaries that I feel like you're getting into the groove of. The personal boundaries, I just heard. Capricorn, September. Because these are so general, these readings, do make sure to check out your rising or your moon sign and your sun sign. Those videos, so you can watch them, so you can piece everything together. It's really, really helpful. And then always, as always, use your intuition and and use what supports you and let go of what doesn't. But yeah, it is really helpful to check out those your rising and your moon sign along with your sun sign, so you can get a bigger picture. So we have the 8 of Pentacles, and then we have the Death card reversed. Interesting. So there is this, and I keep wanting to look at relationship, but but what's coming up is finances. So I feel like in relation to relationship with partners, with significant others, with whatever, there is going to be sort of these conversations of money in the first couple of weeks of September, and it does look like, I want to say, a refinancing again, sort of this reallocating, this reorganizing, this webbing together in some sort of new way. With the Death card reverse, there is this change. There is sort of this turning something, upside down. So there's this movement of, there's flipping something around, is the feeling I'm getting, but in a really beautiful, organized way. There's an artistry to this card. It's so stunning, and there's a stability. So it doesn't feel like there's this stability that is being created, that's being worked with. It's sort of, and here we are in Virgo sun with this sort of mutable energy, and there is this mutable energy around that's sort of showing up strongly for this in this reading around finances, and it almost yeah, and it definitely feels like artistic. It feels like the feeling I'm getting is almost of like a sculptor sculpting something. So there's this reshaping of something in in the world of your resources, and how you manage your resources and how you set your resources up. And I'm guessing that this is going to involve another, because it almost feels like these finances are coming up in like your partner house, or in working with another, in shared funds, or how you share your funds as well. Okay, I think that's what we have for the next couple weeks. Yeah. Let's see if there's anything. Yeah, that feels it. That feels like it's it for now. Okay, so yeah, check out your rising sign, your moon sign, and oops. Yeah, so there is this, the Father of Pentacles, it does sort of feel like there is this, sort of this looking at that. I feel like this is just sort of supporting that. Yes, finances will come into play, and then also this creative endeavor. So and I feel like there is this, and I want to say this homecoming energy, this presence that you're embodying so beautifully, that that is just, yeah, it's just that this presence is just like making you sparkle. So, okay, anyway, so yes, please like, comment, subscribe, and stay tuned for more videos in the first couple of weeks of September, going into mid-September. I love you with all of my heart, and I hope you have a beautiful, 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 beautiful next couple of weeks. I love you.